Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MLP cast for Mr. Zedimental once again. This is a Battle Cup cast, and I mean, I don't want to give anything away, but apparently it's a complete stomp. So, for the sake of anybody that's tuning in, it's a complete stomp. Don't expect some epic, like crazy, 2 hour game full of like black holes and things like that. We're simply here to hype up a cast, or hype up a stomp for Mr. Zedimental, which I don't mind whatsoever, because there's nothing like a bit of hype practice before the season 2 of different leagues start. So we're in the draft screen. I believe this is the quarterfinals of a Battle Cup that happened. Looks like maybe 3-4 days ago. I think 3 days ago now. So not too late on casting this game. Got a bit of free time. Hopefully life will stay out of the way for a bit and I can cast some damn games. Regardless, we'll wait out these picks. We see a Silencer and an LC ban. Silencer very standard. Nobody wants to play against it, so that's pretty expected. Slaughter, so the either position 4 or offlane Slaughter has been banned out. It's nothing too surprising. Like it's hard to know what to ban. Like, because you don't know who you're really playing up against. And a Rikimaru ban. And there's a Treant Protector. So they're doing it the old EG way. First pick Treant if you can. Obviously they've changed that stun into a root now, but it doesn't really matter too much. Like, it's still great. It's still kind of amazing. His base attack is so high, it doesn't really matter. If you can root them in place for a while, then, you can do a hell of a lot of damage. You've got the heal as well. The Leech Seed's pretty good as a little nuke and a slow. And, of course, the Overgrowth is pretty decent as a area of effect ability to root people in place. See what the Radiant pick up here. Obviously, I have not really checked I haven't really checked the results because I never do, but I can only imagine if it's a stomp, it's going either one way or the other. Like, the Dire's going to stomp the Radiant or the Radiant's going to stomp the Dire. So, we'll find out. There's a Crystal Maiden pickup. Not too surprising there. Probably the most popular support at this point. Which I think is about to change personally in the pro scene. I think we're going to see a lot more Chen and Enchantress. Simply because they both got buffed pretty hard. Chen especially got crazy buffed. Which makes me happy because I love watching Chen and I love playing Chen. And it was so useless for such a long time now. But it's finally back. And when you choose it in the pub scene, everyone laughs at you. Everyone on the team laughs at you and says you're an idiot. But then when you finish the game in 10 minutes, then they praise you and commend you. Which did happen. Played Chen the other day. Had like a Rax in like 10 minutes, I think it was. There's an Undying pickup. Very exciting. Undying is very powerful. Very underrated. Very scary to play up against. Obviously that strength steal is the main thing I'm talking about here. So I believe it's called Decay, which it is. And even I believe they buffed up the damage a bit. Yeah, so it's at max it's 140 now, which is a lot higher than what it used to be. But what you're really looking for is the 4 strength steal that you get from it. And even the Scepter buff is pretty darn decent. Like 10 strength steal on the Undying. Like, that's a big deal.
Darkseer.
If you can, of course, get the Aghanim Scepter. And there's a Darkseer pickup. So there's your offlane. It's a bit of an early Darkseer. Because generally you want to keep your offlane until a bit later. Unless it's like a very high priority kind of offlane pick, but I don't see that it would be in this game. Like, there's not really, like, LC was banned out and Slaughter was banned out, but generally you want to wait with the Darkseer because you don't want to give it away, because if they pick a melee carry that's going to be in the safe lane, Darkseer will absolutely destroy them. But considering they've chosen the Darkseer already, it should indicate to the Radiant not to pick a melee carry unless they want to struggle like hell, or do it like an offlane tri-lane, but it's unlikely. See the Tinker ban out. Again, nothing too surprising. It's like Tinker Silencer, always banned out. just funny though because you watch the pro scene, everything, it's always like Treant, Protector, and IO banned straight away. But in the Battle Cups or in any pub games where it's Captain's Mode, it just, nobody ever wants to play IO. So like they never ban IO, but if you knew how to play it really well, you would just completely dominate every hero, every team you go up against, because it's so imbalanced, but just nobody knows how to use it, and it's a pretty darn boring playstyle. Like, it's just the hardest of the supports you can have, because it's just got the most boring playstyle out there, but it can also be very effective. Waiting out these last bans. I'm intrigued to see what the pickups are going to be, but they're using quite a lot of reserve time here for these bans. And I don't really see why they're taking so long with the ban, because it's, I mean, there's not really like too much to think about. You don't know what the opposing team's going to pick, so it's interesting it took so long. But there's a Ember Spirit ban outs as well. That's fair enough. I'm a bit surprised with the Enigma ban out, but I suppose because they've already got, like, they probably aren't planning to have a roaming hero, and the Ricky's already banned, so like probably Enigma's best counter is already gone. The second best you'd probably be looking at, like Bounty Hunter. But he's really not as effective as a Ricky. Because just your mana gets drained so fast, and you don't have enough for Shadow Walk and things like that. Third pick out again. They're using a lot of their reserve time here on the Radiant side. They're not going to have anything left soon. I mean, that's fair enough, but I'm just intrigued. Like, generally with an Undying pickup, you usually know what kind of style you're going to go for, but it may potentially be a team that's just been put together that they're up against.
Nyx assassin.
There's a Nyx. Probably going to be an offlane Nyx, I'm assuming. Could be mid, but it's kind of doubtful. Then again, it could be a offlane Undying and a position 4 Nyx instead. Hard to say, but I'm not sure how they plan to lane this at all. Very strange laning setup coming out here from the Radiant already. And I dare say I think they may have made their lanes already too weak, but I'm not too sure yet. We'll find out with the last picks. Third pickup being Disruptor for the side of the Dire, so I can't blame him. I mean, the AoE Silence, very good against all the heroes that have already been chosen on the Radiant. Glimpse is very good. There's an Ursa. That's not a bad pick itself, but it can be kited quite a lot, and it's terrible against the Dark. Oh, no, to be fair, it's not terrible against the Darkseid, because he can rip the creep to shreds that's been Iron Shelled, but the thing is, when Darkseid gets to the point where he has a Soul Ring, and he has, he's level 5 or 7, where he's got the maxed Iron Shell, which would be level 7, it's still not easy for Ursa, because he can't... You can essentially have 2 Iron Shells at once, which means Ursa's going to have to basically tank a lot of damage to take out those 2 creeps. So it's still not as easy as it looks, but Ursa's probably the best melee hero they have that can take out the Iron Shell creeps. Nevertheless, we'll see how that goes. As far as I can tell, it looks like the Radiant are waiting for they're hoping for the last pick to be a mid. But I really do feel like it just makes their lanes way too weak.
Weaver.
There's a Weaver, so that plays with things a bit. It could be a mid Weaver or a safe lane Weaver or an off lane Weaver. At this point, I think Darkseid will be on the off lane, so it could be a mid Weaver. Or it could just be a safe lane. Either way, it's still perfectly fine. And that's one of the beauties about Weaver right now, is nobody knows where they're going to lane them. Last ban out now coming out. There was an Invoker banned out from the side of the Radiant. Hopefully I'll be able to get a new PC soon, so we don't have... Well, I suppose I'm getting a bit tired of streaming in 720p. when I've got, like for an Australian to have speeds capable of streaming 1080 is pretty good, which I do have. But if I was to stream in 1080 with my current PC, it's just gonna be completely choppy and laggy. Hence why I don't do it. But hopefully very soon I can pick up something a bit more decent so we can, have a nice, colorful, pleasing to the eyes kind of stream. As you could probably see if you've been watching the draft, the draft screen is really laggy for some reason. I don't know why though. Like, it's a bit choppy. I couldn't tell you why. But the general consensus is don't go with AMD products if you want to stream, because it's good for gaming, but when you're gonna try and stream, it's just disgustingly bad. Just disgusting. Although Horizon is pretty good. Last pickup now for the side of the die, and it will be the gyrocopter. That's something we haven't seen in a very long time. Now, he did get some buffs. I can't remember exactly what they were, but there were some buffs involved with gyro, and I believe a new patch just came out today with another buff. His flak cannon is a bigger AoE now, I'm pretty sure. So the gyro looks like it's coming back into the pro scene as well. I don't like gyrocopters simply because I don't like the playstyle, but in terms of a hero, it's so good. Like, it's such a good hero. I mean, you have the early capability with the rocket barrage. The flak cannon is so good for farming and so good for late game.
Assassin.
There's a good pickup in the Phantom Assassin, but I believe I think the flak cannon, if you don't target the PA, it ignores the evasion, I think. Regardless, the rocket barrage will not be affected by the evasion, as we all know, because it is magical. So I'm not sure if that was the best pickup against the gyro, but even the Weaver. I mean, it's not unusual for Weavers to pick up an MKB. I know for a fact when I've been Weaver against the PA, I'm happy to rush MKB if I want to, like if I have a good lane, because it really just doesn't matter. The team that's up against Weaver, he won't really need a Lincoln Sphere. He can have one if he wants, but he's not stopping that much. Like, nothing that's really going to kill him. It's just going to be very, like, slight disables that he can get through anyway. So he can probably rush for the Deso if he wants. Otherwise, like I said, if you want to rush MKB, it's not completely crazy. Or the Solar Crest, of course, which does apparently give you True Strike now. My goodness, some high battle passes right now. My. Radiant do pick up the win for that one. So a bit of a moral win. Anyway, let's get into the game. We'll get rid of that. We'll put this on. And like I said, guys, name's Michael Phoenix. You obviously the guys requesting the cast know me quite well by this point. But for anybody that doesn't, it's MLP Dota. Always a pleasure to cast some games, some random games when there's especially when there's no leagues around. There's a pause which will give me some time to call out some names. Unfortunately, the Radiant are completely, almost all of them have Chinese characters by the looks of it, which makes it really complicated. So, yeah, there's 3, there's 4. The only one I can call out is BYC Bot, which is on the Undying. So I'm just going to ignore those names because I have no idea how to pronounce them, because I cannot read Mandarin or Cantonese. I'll read out the die, though. Royale with Cheese, who I know very well, playing the Weaver. We have Zedimental. He'll be on the carry gyro, but it looks like he's going mid. We do have Dr. B on the Darkseer. Our Treant Protector will be played by Moon, and finally Disruptor will be played by Limpinator. All these guys I know pretty much. Obviously, I probably know Royale with Cheese the best from casting him from a previous team. Some Chinese letters going on, I believe. Then a love heart by the looks of it. It's very sweet. And they were claiming lag on the Radiant side. Yeah, looks like Ursa disconnected now, so we're just going to have to wait that out. I'm not sure if I can really skip past the pause. We'll try. Okay, so we've gone past the pause. We shall see what happens here. So they're just going to go to their bounty runes. I don't see any contention going on here, which is perfectly fine. And what is Moon doing? Moon's just sticking around with that Nature's guys. No wards coming out as of yet, but there is one on Limpinator. And looks like everyone will just get their respective bounties. See Phantom Assassin. Looks like he's going to be the mid. Another disconnection from Ursa. Oh, don't need to go ahead. They're already calling GG, which is not good news by the looks of it. But regardless, we'll go on and we'll see what happens here. So it's going to be a PA mid up against a Gyro mid. So not the easiest matchup for the PA, but not the worst either. We see the CM going Bolt with the Undying, and they're going to be up against Dr. B. I believe Ursa will be joining them very soon. And finally, we also have Mr. Nyx, and he'll be up against Moon Moon on the Treant, with Royale with Cheese and Limpinator on the Weaver and the Disruptor respectively. It's going to be a very hard lane for the Nyx, and in fact he could die here if he's not careful, because Moon Moon can just walk in and root him right now, and they do have the level 1 glimpse, so they might even try it. They're harassing him already. There's the root, and yeah, I think he's going to die here. The glimpse is available. He uses it now, and the Weaver will probably finish the job. Royale with Cheese, he'll get the first blood, so it's a very easy first blood. Very telegraphed, very expected. It's pretty much by the book. Like, it's... Nyx should have really probably known that was going to happen, because the Treant was missing, and so was the Disruptor for a bit until he started hitting him. So he probably should have been pretty aware that was going to happen. Looks like the Darkseer Dr. B, he's not having the easiest time up against this lane, but that's fair enough. He can always just rotate to the jungle and farm those. But it looks like he's just going to stick around for the time being. Top lane again, they're having a go on Nyx. And the Glimpse, unfortunately, it is on cooldown for Limpinator, so they'll have to let that kill go. And it looks like there's actually a kill from the Nyx. I'm not even sure how that happened. It looks like he chucked a stun out. No, it was the creeps by the looks of it that actually did the finishing damage. So well played, I suppose, to the Nyx, but I'm not sure what Royale did to die there. Double stun from him. He gets rooted up, though, and he'll use a Spike Carapace, so he'll be fine. My goodness, that was unexpected. Mid lane, everything going rather smoothly for the PA. 9-4 right now, so he is outlast hitting this Gyrocopter. Using those daggers pretty effectively. Not to mention, he does have the CM regen, the mana regen, so he's never really going to run out of mana for those daggers, and, you know, the regen's only going to go higher and higher as CM levels up, so he's probably not going to need to rush anything like an Aquila or anything like that. He's actually going for a bottle, which is a bit surprising, but at the same time, it's not too bad. You can see the Undying trying really hard to keep Dr. B out of the lane. And I suppose that's what he has to do. Like, he really doesn't want to let Dr. B get any kind of levels, because that's just going to, you know, once the Iron Shell's too high level, it's just going to be painful to, painful for them. It looks like they have been able to control it so far, but Dr. B now, he's level 3, so he's going to have the level 2 Iron Shell, and things are only going to get more painful from here. There's the double Iron Shell, which you have to be really careful about as an Ursa and an Undying. And they'll take them down, but, I mean, they lose half their HP. And this is going to continue happening. Zedimental. Got the Aquila now. He's got the level 2 Rocket Barrage, and he's actually going for the homing missile, not bothering with the flak cannon quite yet. So he does want to go for kills. I can't blame him if he does manage to get the homing missile to hit PA while he's still relatively close. It should be an easy kill for him with that level 2 Rocket Barrage. In fact, it's level 3 now, so literally if he does get the stun, it might even be one Rocket Barrage and PA's dead. Dagger's coming out again. But it's not really going to phase him too much. B now level 4. Got the level 2 surge, so he probably won't die. They're actually going to have a go on the Nyx again. He does not have Spy Carapace. There's the glimpse, and they'll get the kill. Well, they will get the kill. And they'll give it to Royale with cheese. That's some good supporting right there. Very good supporting indeed. And they're just doing their job correctly, and unfortunately Nyx really isn't, because he's just not playing safe enough. You can't go that far without Spy Carapace available and expect to walk away, especially when there's a disruptor with glimpse. And in fact, it's level 2 glimpse now, so it's got a decent range. Gonna say they've really screwed up their creep equilibrium at the bot lane. Like the fact that Darkseid constantly has the creeps next to him. This is a big problem for the Radiant. They've given too much away already. It did look like Undying did want to go for some kind of gank attempt. Gave up on it though. Realized he didn't have the best angle for it. And this explains why Zedimental just hasn't gone down in health. Moon has been constantly healing him up, and it's just, I think it's only a level 1. Yeah, it's only a level 1 living armor, but it still just does the job, and it protects him from those physical attacks. Just that slow heal will just do the job. Especially when you're not that high level. Zedimental is 6 now. So he does have the cooldown. He is available to use it whenever. And it is a short cooldown. It's only 55 seconds at level 1. And it only ends up going down to 40? No, 45. So it's very low for cooldown. There's a big crit from the dagger. Salve will be used, and he'll just stay in lane. But still, this PA is farming very well. 34 to 15. Hasn't struggled as much as I thought he would. But there hasn't been much harassment coming out from the gyrocopter. I thought there'd be a bit more, but it looks like he's going for a kill bot. He's got the haste rune, which is the best rune he can have. In fact, there's 4 down there to help out, and this looks really bad for at least the Undying. They've actually used the homing missile on bot on the Undying, and yeah, he's going to go down. They've actually got the tombstone as well to take down. That's a lot of gold, and glimpse beautifully done onto the Ursa, so he can't TP away, and the Rocket Rider is going to be way too much. They'll take him down pretty darn easily. Now top lane. It does look like a good start out from Nyx, but at the end of the day, the heal comes out, and he'll be fine. Good couple kills at bot lane, though. They're really setting the pace here. PA comes out to go for a kill in Royale, but it's a Weaver. I know he's not level 6 yet, but level 3 Sakuchi, he has no problems getting away. That's an 8-second cooldown. Like, there's absolutely no way you're catching him. Not on a PA. Just cancelling that clarity off onto the Nyx. And Nyx has just got to be careful. Moon's around. He's got that level 2 guys now, so that's a 1-second route he has. Yep, I've got to say this Nyx just really struggling. It's just not the best lane, but it looks like he's trying to catch up. The thing is, once he's level 6, he can just make a lot of plays around the map. So it's not the worst thing that could happen to him. It's just not the ideal situation either. It looks like they're going for a gank in mid. The homing missile's coming in. He does drop the cooldown, and Pierre looks like she's going to go for a fight here. No, she blinks out, but she's dead. Good TP rotation again from Limpinator. Really knowing the hero well. And using that glimpse to its best potential, really. It's level 3 now, so he's got some really decent range on that as well. It's just very hard to get away from that. And Ursa's disconnected again. And it looks like I may have forgotten to appear offline in Steam. Hence why you can see people logging in and out. But Ursa apparently struggling with the connection because he continues to disconnect. Very frustrating on both teams' part, but more so for the Radiant, I'm sure, Because it's probably one of those random teammates you pick up before a battle cup and they continue to disconnect, and it just, yeah, it gets frustrating as hell because you know they're probably not going to perform to their best. Royale claiming that's going to be the last pause they wait for. I think it's been 4 pauses total now. It's either 3 or 4 that they've waited for now. Looks like Royale, they're trying to get something going on him. They're just using the decay, trying to get that health down. And Weaver is relatively low health as a start anyway, but they've got to be careful not to be ganked up here. Limpinator, he's invis. They spot out the Nyx, they'll have to let him go, but Undying appears to know there is a sentry ward there, and he wanted to have a go at him. Moon's there as well, but he's not in Nature's guys. Oh, Nyx, Vendetta is up. They're going to go for Royale. This could be a lot of damage, but they missed the stun. The Sakuchi was there. Now the kinetic field. The tombstone's dropped, but there's no ulti from the Disruptor quite yet. He's not level 6. Can they get the kill on Undying? The glimpse is there. Looks like he will end up going down, and they even got the tombstone again. And Nyx will walk away, but they've given so much gold away. And Dr. B doesn't want to give up on this either, but now he will. I'm a bit shocked though, these tombstones have just not been up to par. He's giving almost 200 gold away each time they kill it. And Disruptor literally just stood there, hitting it, and then glimpsed when he felt like it because he had the time to do so. Now they're going to go to PA. PA's got the homing missile going on him. Moon missing a lot of his attacks, but it doesn't really matter because that missile's hitting eventually. And it's going to be the max damage. They blink up onto the Undying. Half HP of the PA gone. Now Nyx is coming in. They're going to try and help him out. Another homing missile. Now the kinetic field as well. And that'll be it. They'll let him go. That's all she wrote for the time being. Iron Shell starting to go out from B again. Undying. Getting double decay this time. So that strength really helps him out with that tankiness. Royale with Cheese in a bit of trouble here, but he'll be fine. There's no mana left on the Nyx anyway. He does have Vendetta up again though, and it is a very short cooldown, so you really got to make effect. You got to make it effective when you have that off cooldown, but regardless. Looks like there was a potential wall drop, but I don't think so. Just some illusions. Still Ursa. Not having the best time in the world. Got the phase boots, got the morbid mask. And is that a Vladimir's? No, it's not. Zedimental, what's he saving up for here? He's got a Maelstrom coming in. Very interesting pickup. I haven't played Gyrocopter in quite a while, so I don't know what item builds you go for anymore. Looks like there might be a gank attempt here from the Nyx, but Limpinator is in the back lines, and it looks like there's a pincer move coming in from Dr. B and Moon. There is a homing missile. Moon's not invis at the moment, unfortunately. They do use the Leech Seed. Beautiful stun from the Nyx onto 3, but it won't really matter. The kinetic field's got him stuck in. They'll take out the PA. Now the freezing field from the CM. And Moon, he uses the overgrowth and he's trying to run away. They do use the surge, and just well played to them. Beautiful coordination. And that'll do the job. Now top lane. Undying's going to go down, it looks like, and he's dropped another tombstone. Oh, my, this tombstone, just another 175 gold given away. I just wish we had a stat that kept track of how many tombstones are being fed this game, because I'm fairly sure that's count number 3, and if my Australian math is correct, that would mean we're looking at 525 gold given. So far, we're only 12 minutes in. You really got to protect that tombstone. Otherwise, just free gold. It's just too much gold, in fact. I feel like they should probably lower that gold a bit from the developer's end, because that's just too much. It doesn't make the hero viable with the tombstone anymore. They're pinging out Royale with Cheese. It is the Nyx. He's got Vendetta. He's got the stun up. But Moon's there. And that living armor just may be enough to keep him away from death. But now they want to go on to Moon Moon. The PA is coming in. And they might go... No, it wasn't the PA, my apologies. It was Mr. BYC Bot on the Undying. But now Moon Moon's in Viz. The stun comes out. Misses Royale with cheese. Moon Moon, does he want to have a go? He doesn't have the overgrowth till another 6 seconds. They're jumping onto the Nyx, but he has the Vendetta again. Actually having a go here. PA's jumped in now. Moon Moon, he's the one in trouble. The overgrowth is there. But I don't think he can walk this one off. The kinetic field as well, but there's no ulti coming out. Still not level 6 on Limpinator. Meanwhile, bot lane, looks like there's a bit of a chase from Dr. B. Surge is there. Zedimental, he's come in from the side as well. So CM, she is stuck. PA, probably not the best fight to take against the Gyrocopter. Unless he gets a crit here. The cooldown's there and it will get the kill. The homing missile stunned him long enough. And as I said, it's just not a good idea to verse the Gyrocopter like at this time of the game because he's just so strong. Undying, he wants to have a go here, but Gyrocopter is salved up. I really reckon he could probably go for a fight there. And Dr. B, he's not going to be too scared himself, but he'll walk off as well. Ursa still farming. Probably could have go for Roshan right now. If you really wanted to. In fact, there's a double damage bot if he could grab it and smoke up Roche, but he's really waiting it out. Probably just scared he's going to get scouted out too fast. But I don't believe I've seen anyone, apart from just then, scout out the Roshan pit yet, so... It does look like it might be the right time, especially when they've got a Nyx who's always in Vendetta. Moon drops a ward. Nobody should have seen that one, and he'll be happy with that. That's one of the strengths with the Treant. You can place those wards safely without anybody being aware of it. They'll take out a stack, and Zed will be taking majority of that, I believe. And he had the double damage to help out, of course. So now he has the full Maelstrom. And this is practically fight time now for the Gyro. Gyro is pretty much sitting there going, yeah, I'm ready. You know, even if it's only level 2 flak cannon, it doesn't get that much better as you go. It's only going to be 2 more hits at the max level. More so what you want is the homing missile cooldown and especially the rocket barrage. A lot of magic damage that comes out of the Gyro. Ursa, he's gone in for the Roshan, but I think it's a bit too late now. It might be too obvious. Moon Moon, he's going to walk straight in, so they're aware of what's going on here. He's got the overgrowth as well. There's a stun out from the Nyx. They'll take him out, but there's a silence from the Disruptor, and that's beautifully done from Limpinator. They'll take out 2 straight away. Now Undying will be the next target. Will they chase him up? I think Royale will, and in fact, Disruptor does go down to the back lines from the PA, but now PA's being chased up. The homing missile, is it going to come in? It does hit. It does hit just in time. And they will get a 4-man wipe. Big goal change again for the side of the Dire. And they weren't joking when they said this was a stomp of the game. Already 14-4. They'll just steal the Roshan basically. There's nobody that could really contest that. The CM's obviously not going to run in and try and do something. Although she did have the freezing field, so maybe you could have made a risk play there. From the outside of the Roche pit. Force them out, delay the Roche. Until your Ursa's back up, but doesn't want to be risky. And as I always say, I mean, you've got to risk it for the biscuit, and it just didn't happen. They found the Ursa now, again. And Dr. B with the first one in. Root comes out from Moon Moon. Now the kinetic field holds him in place, and they actually back him back in just in case. And there is a glimpse available, but it's not necessary from Limpinator. And interestingly enough, the Limpinator feels so confident. He's going to be going straight for an Aghanim Scepter, which is going to be really useful because you're gonna be able to block item usage as well as the skills. Oh, are they actually chasing this? Homing missile still going after PA, but it's way too far. A lot of damage though, my goodness. Top lane, looks like they're having a go on Royale with cheese, but it's only Nyx. He does manage to use a Spike Carapace effectively. Oh, Moon, he's been found out. They dropped the tombstone, but the overgrowth is there. Now the cooldown's coming down as well. And this looks really bad for the side of the Radiant. They take out the Undying. They've given away another tombstone. I don't even know why he dropped it. Now the stun comes out from Nyx, but he's by himself. The vacuum and the Ursa's stuck as well. They silence him up. The CM ulti's coming in though. Dr. B's copying a bit of damage. PA jumps in after the disruptor, and they'll have to back off. Actually, Royale with Cheese, he's in the backlines taking care of business. Doesn't manage to get the PA. My goodness. What the hell is going on this game? I mean, yes, there are questionable plays going on. We will admit that, but like from the Radiant, but there's some beautiful coordination. They actually found out the Undying. And he's definitely going to die here. They've got the glimpse as well. They've got the homing missile. They'll get the kill. And PA, I would advise against it, sir. This is a pretty darn big gold lead right now at 20 minutes in. They're already leading by almost 8k. And I believe, if I saw correctly, Zedimental, he's trying to go for an Aghanim Scepter himself. And that does combo up with the Maelstrom, so it kind of makes sense. I do think the Aghanims is so underwhelming on a gyrocopter, but what do you do, I suppose? Oh, Ursa? Where the hell's the Ursa? What am I looking at? There he is. He was jumping in on Dr. B by the looks of it. Limpinator had something else to say about that, though, with the glimpse. Royale now, he's coming in. They're going to defend this tier 1 tower. The Radiant feeling a bit confident. And again, I don't advise to do this, but they wanted to have a go apparently. And Limpinator, he can make the glimpse play if he really wants. Doesn't choose to do so. There is a Desolator now on PA, but not sure how much that's gonna do. We also have a Vladimir's on the Ursa, a Blink Dagger on the Crystal Maiden, which is rather surprising. Very quick for a Crystal Maiden. Probably should have gotten a Glimmer Cape or something like that. Maybe even a 4-staff. Oh, smoke was attempted but broken now. Oh, beautiful vacuum and the ulti into the ulti. My goodness, they do take out Dr. B though, but PA is still trapped in there. And there comes the cooldown. They can't really get anyone though. Zedimental is trying his best to at least get the Undying here. They can also get themselves another Tombstone. And the Flak Cannon dealing a lot of damage. PA jumps back in, going straight after Limpinator, but now he's in trouble, and the Flak Cannon just rips them apart. Zedimental with a triple kill. The CM, I mean, she's slightly late, but she's actually going to get a couple kills here. Oh my. Limpinator, what are you doing, sir? Get in there and do something. Glimpse, do something. He does it now. Kinetic Field comes out, and they'll get the kill back onto her. That's an ultra kill for Zedimental. And Ursa did not want anything to do with that. Absolutely nothing. And that's a rather surprising. He didn't want to help out his team, but I mean, I can't blame him too much. That was probably not the best fight, but I mean, Ursa probably should have been there. I don't know what to say. I'm trying to make excuses for the bloke, but it was, yeah, he should have been there to die, to either, you know, win with his team or die with your team. You got to do something with your team. Undying. Did he drop another Tombstone? I swear to God, Nyx misses the stun, and he did drop another Tombstone. Whoa, he goes for the 90 gold talent over the 15 HP regen. That's, I can't agree with that one, but I suppose he must have some kind of plan. He's going for a blade mail. Looking for somebody here now. They're smoked up and they're going to find Ursa if they're lucky. No, they'll run the other way. Some wards being placed out. It looks like Royale. He actually gets a kill, but he's surrounded right now. And he time-lapses back into the stun. That's no good. The ulti from the CM. And that's a pretty shameful death, but I mean, that's just as unlucky as you can get. IG, he's going to be found out. And Ursa, you'll be going down, sir. Doesn't even use the ultimate. No, he didn't even have it available. It was on cooldown for some reason. Stun misses. Oh, there's the overgrowth onto 2. That's very aggressive. It was actually onto 3, in fact. There's the glimpse. The ulti as well. That's massive. And PA, she's going down. Undying. That's actually 4 down so far. The Ursa was already down, so that was just 3. But my goodness. Limpinator with the plays. And he doesn't even have the Ags yet. Now he does. He just has to get the Blade of Alacrity. He does have the gold for it, but I don't think it even matters. This has been an absolute stomping. I mean, they're just going to go straight for racks. They're not even scared. It's 23 minutes in. They're not scared whatsoever. And the funniest thing is they have the damage output to do it. There is an Aghanim on Gyrocopter, and I don't exactly know what it's doing. But it must be doing something. Yeah, there goes a CM again. I really don't know what to say about it. It's just a complete stomp. Surprisingly enough, they don't go for the racks. They want to be cautious about it. There is a double damage there, though, so if they did want to turn around and go for it, there's no Roshan quite yet. It hasn't got long to go, but they're going for a shrine. If they find that double damage there, they're going to be very happy. Because if you find a double damage, you rotate straight back to mid and go for that Rax. Which I don't know if they're going to do here. No, they're not going to. It looks like they're going to farm some Ancients right now. Sometimes, when you're so close to getting one Rax, it's even probably worth picking, like literally buying a bottle and just bottling it up just for the sake of having it in a bottle, so you can reuse it whenever you want. That won't happen this time around, but it's a little trick in future. Because double damage is one of those runes you don't want to waste, especially when you're this far ahead, because it really pushes for that Rax. They might be coming down mid though, but it looks like they're just going to go for the second shrine here. And in fact, Royale, he's got a Deso and he's got a casual Demon Edge. Almost got the MKB for himself, so he pushes the shrine down himself. Not scared of anyone coming to defend. And they continue to paint the river in some disgusting colors. Now Weaver. They get the kinetic field onto the Nyx. Damage is pretty insane from Royale. They actually get a glimpse as well, but nobody really wants to chase this up. There's Moon in the background. He can catch the CM, and he will do so. She's rooted for 2 seconds, and yeah, she's going down, I'm pretty sure. A Vacuum as well. And the wall plays Tombstone. Drop the ulti from Undying, but the Tombstone's getting fed again. Now Nyx will go down with the glimpse, and Undying. Oh, beautiful overgrowth from the tree, and that looks bad for the Radiant. In fact, it looks like it's going to be a full team wipe, and it is. I mean, the coordination's been fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And they're going through backdoor protection now. Desos, of course, really help, but they've got so much damage output. Now the creepers are here, but I mean, honestly, it feels like they could just go straight for the Ancient. I mean, I understand it's obviously better to just go straight for the second Rax, but they're so far ahead right now. That will be the second lane of Rax being taken from the dire end. A glimpse coming out onto the Undying, probably scaring him a bit. The question is, how will they finish this game out? 26k net worth lead right now. It looks like Zedimental. He's just interested in going straight to the top lane and finishing the last one off, getting those megas. And I really don't see how the Radiant are going to defend this. Like, they've just got not enough farm. They're just way too behind. The Ursa's been extremely underwhelming. Has not done a thing the whole game, just farmed. Limpinator. Moon gets stunned up. There's a kinetic field to protect himself. Undying. Gonna get caught up. The overgrowth will catch the Nyx as well. And they'll go after him afterwards. They'll get him. That's 2 dead. Another 2. I mean, it must be approaching 10 tombstones being given away now. And the question is, do they want to go for the last tower or the last racks, or do they just want to go straight for the ancient? I think they're going to play it cautiously and go straight for the last racks and then go for the ancient later, which is the smart way to do it. Royale now, he's got an MKB as well as the Linkers. I didn't even notice that. They're just so out-leveled. They've out-leveled them so hard. 19.5 or 20k net worth on the gyro. Beautiful back wall from Dr. B. They'll get the Undying. They didn't get the other ones in the kinetic field, but my goodness. The highest net worth on the Radiant is the CM. That is just disgusting. And now Nyx. He's going down as well. Royale with Cheese ripping apart this PA. The Rax is not going to last. There's no way they can defend this at all. PA doesn't stand a chance. Ursa's going to try against Zedimental. It was a good try. Yeah, that's some absolutely... Well, that was a stomp. He did tell me it was a stomp. I just didn't realize it was this hard. Well, guys, GG well played. Thanks for the replay request. Void Unleashed do take the victory. Unfortunately, I do believe they did lose in the semis, so not as lucky there. But, as always, it's been Michael Phoenix. Always a pleasure to cast these, and you guys have a great day ahead.